Hey everyone, you're listening to the Simple Electronics podcast. I'm your host, Dan from the Simple Electronics YouTube channel. And with me today, I actually have two very special guests. I have Dan and I've got his son, Zach. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Great.
I love the enthusiasm. So I got to know your YouTube channel a little bit in the last few days. I'm actually your subscriber number 24, and I hope there's going to be more after this podcast.
Number
But
24.
But let the people know about you guys. Starting with you, Zach. Tell us who you are.
My name is Zach. Oh, here comes my little waffle, Andy.
Tell them about you, Zach.
I like playing games. What's that for? It's apples.
We'll see how this works.
Never work with animals and kids, huh?
All right.
Okay, so you like playing games, Zach?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
Mario.
Okay, what else?
What kinds of games?
Do you like Arduino projects?
Well, I do like fishing.
He likes fishing.
You do like fishing. Okay, what kind of fish do you catch? Do you catch big fish, little fish?
I can't tell which ones they are.
They're sunnies. They're very small, but they're very easy to catch.
Okay.
And then do you eat them, Zach, or do you put them right back into the water?
We just put them right back into the water.
That's good, because then next year you can catch them again, right?
This.
Excellent. And do you like helping your dad do electronics projects?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we call all electronics projects Arduino projects, and I haven't been able to break that habit that not everything is an Arduino project.
That's okay. You know what? It'll come with age. How old are you, Zach?
8.
You're 8. Okay. Well, I thought you were 10 because you're pretty smart. Am I wrong?
I'm actually I'm 8.
You're 8. Okay. Is there an Arduino tracking your age, or do you just know by heart?
I just know by heart, and
That's
I don't
skillful.
know how. And I don't think my dad knows how to make an Arduino project that can track anyone's.
Oh, we'll see.
Someone's age.
We'll have to see about that. Dan, why don't you tell us about yourself?
So I've been doing a lot of computer stuff for a while. I started building computers when I was about 13 years old, and just gone through. I did an electronics trade school where I learned a lot of really cool stuff, and I later ended up in doing computer security, which is what I do now. And kind of during COVID, I decided to pick up electronics projects again. I thought it would be a lot of fun. So we've been doing a lot of projects here in the house.
Yeah, we can actually start right from there. I actually saw that one of your videos has in the title Mark Rober. Is that his course that he gave? Did you take that?
Yeah, Zach and I, we took an online course with Mark Rober that was really awesome.
Hey!
It was a month-long course that you did a few hours, and you did it with a bunch of people. Do you want to talk about that, Zach? What was the most important thing you learned on it? Was it
I don't remember.
Big Robots Pop Footballs? What does that stand for?
I can't remember.
Brainstorm, research, prototype,
and final build.
and final build.
And why is the
So during that, you did a couple of projects. One of ours, it had to be fully mechanical, so we made a s'more machine that allowed you to turn the s'mores.
It didn't work out.
It didn't work out very well.
Uh-oh.
I would not buy it if I was if I would be upset if I bought the product. But then we did a what was the other electronics project we did?
Yeah, sure. I don't remember.
Hot Wheels, remember?
Oh.
Tell them about the Hot Wheels project. What did that do?
I pressed the button, then sent down a Hot Wheels car, and then it will go through the track. And when it goes for the finish, the stopwatch stops, telling how long how it's kind of hard
How
to
fast,
explain.
maybe?
Yeah, how long it took to complete the track. With that said, I can tell you some of the interesting problems we had. I had made we had done it so that it was sending I2C over an Ethernet cable, which I thought would be a great idea because I had millions of Ethernet cables that were really long. And we had a problem with it, right, Zach? Do you remember? It didn't work too well over Ethernet. Because we kind of later found out that the signal was garbage because it wasn't meant to be sent over a 20-foot cable like that. We did end up getting it working by messing with resistors and basically pulling more power through the Ethernet cable. But that was kind of a good learning experience for me because I just thought a signal is a signal, right? So it should be, if it can work a few inches, it should be able to work 20 feet, and learn very quickly that's not the case.
I wonder if you would have set up some sort of transistor array, like use 2 transistors instead of just popping the signal right from the Arduino. I wonder if that would have driven more current, and then you'd be able to get the signal further. I really don't know much about high-speed signaling, to be honest.
Yeah. It would be something interesting to do. But we made a cool Mark Rober video, and that's kind of was the result of that one.
Case for.
So what was the general premise? So you had a track. It was set up on, it looked like on the stairs of your basement, maybe, and you send the car down, and at the end it would trigger a chronometer to stop. What was
Yeah,
these?
there was a there was 2 IR sensors, so one at the beginning and one at the end. And when it would break the IR sensor, the watch would start and then stop. And then we had a I2C 7-segment display that would count.
And
We originally started it with a Raspberry Pico.
Pico.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, Python would be easy, but we found the library support a little lacking. So we ended up going back to Arduino, mostly because that's what we were super familiar with, and I was just trying to mess with the Pico.
that makes sense. Did you do all the coding yourself, or were you using examples?
That one I mostly did. Zach has done some programming as well, but that one was a little more complex for him.
And I guess you were just counting up the millis. Basically, you were set up on an interrupt. You were grabbing the interrupt when it passed the triggers, and then you counted the millis from there. Is that pretty much the gist of it?
Yep, pretty much. Super accurate Hot Wheels track.
Yeah, it's really interesting how Arduino brings the overkill hardware to simple things, because there is no reason to count millis when you're just looking at the speed of a Hot Wheels car, but you have the hardware. The hardware is dirt cheap, so why wouldn't you, right? It's just, I find that so interesting.
Yeah,
Like
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've used an Arduino Uno to cycle, to dim LEDs and stuff. And I mean, it's like so much overkill. People in the 80s would have been just ecstatic
That's
to have
probably
this
the
much
first
processing power.
Arduino project we heard.
Speaking of dimming lights, we've been getting into automating our house, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about your happy birthday button?
Well, when you press it,
there's a button in our dining room.
If you press it, the lights will turn off, and the speaker will say, "I will sing happy birthday." Also, the fish tank will blink.
Yeah, the fish tank blinks while singing happy birthday to you. We did that in HomeKit, which is pretty cool.
While the lights are off.
Yep.
Very fancy. Do you think you can
cool.
make?
What?
Do you think you can make something, Zach,
is
that
also
when you?
on the computer.
You gotta
What's
let
on the
him talk.
computers? Oh,
Zach. Shh.
do you think you can make something, Zach, so you can press a button and your dad brings you ice cream? Is that doable?
No, but he has oh my gosh. Well, I don't think so, but I do like ice cream.
Yeah, what flavor?
Well, there's one at Rita's called Swedish Fish.
Swedish fish Rita's is his favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
You like the good stuff. No, there's no plain vanilla for you, huh? You want the fancy stuff.
Gee, there's a lot of cool ice cream at Rita's. There's also one called Sour Patch Kids.
Really?
Sour Patch Kids, yeah.
I used to
But
eat those
it's
candies when I was your
technically
age.
ice.
All right, so we've got the happy birthday button. We've got the Hot Wheels track. I did see something with some Legos involved. Did you make a project with Legos?
Do you remember your Lego project? We've made a few. The robot that had arms.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about it.
He's chewing on an apple right now.
It's going to make the people with misophonia go nuts.
Jeez. We used a electronic thing to control it. And there was like and there were buttons and
on the cell phone. Do you remember that?
Oh, and there was like a control. There's and also another off switch. There's auto controls. Well, anyway, there's auto control.
Here, this is it.
Controls. I don't remember what. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Do you remember this? So it was a Lego robot. This was Mario Pack, and which is a combination of Mario and Pac-Man. We used Bluetooth Low Energy, and this one used Remote XY, which is a pretty cool program. It's really, really simple for either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi enabling devices. It has some limitations, and they want to step you up to like a more expensive version, but you can set like dials and slider buttons and stuff like that. And Zach actually did program some of this. It's been a few months, but it just had arms and moved back and forth using some cheap Lego motors that we bought. I don't think they were officially branded. And then his head also moved left and right, and he had an LED eye.
And this is Mario Pack because did he eat little objects, or did he move around, or is just the arms and legs basically?
Zach can explain that one.
Pac-Man did. Oh, cool! It's a microphone over here.
We're not using that, bud. Talk about Mario Pack, bud.
Well, he eats coins and also power-ups work on him.
The power-ups work?
Yeah, there's power-ups in Mario. A lot of mostly every game has power-ups.
Oh, I know, but you got the power-ups in real life though. That's not in the game anymore.
Actually, we didn't program him to use him.
No, you don't need it. I was skilled.
We made a. Oh, cool! It's a rock paper. Oh, I just saw rock paper scissors.
We'll get to that. So Mario, it's basically Pac-Man's face with a Mario hat on it.
Gotcha. And you can feed him coins.
Yeah, coins.
He
power-ups to grow.
Yeah, well, you can't lose the power-ups though. And when he eats a coin, he immediately collects him. Collects it.
Zach, tell him what the thing is I always make you do before we start a project. Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
Remember, I always make you make a design document. And you have to write out what it's going to do, and you draw pictures to what it's going to do, right?
Okay, got it.
Every day is a new day, huh?
Yeah, because he now comes to me with crazy projects that I usually have no way that I could possibly complete. It's basically every day. So now he has to write out a design document with all the requirements and the specifications, which is one of the things Mark Rober's class stepped us through. And we I make him write that up, and then we actually implement like maybe 1/10 of his projects that he comes up with in his head.
There's a YouTube channel dedicated to making children's projects real. They basically, like, children have ideas, and this YouTube channel just builds the thing to do what the kid thought about. There was one, for example, where it was like a helmet with a cheese grater, and you just put cheese on top of the helmet, and it grates it by itself, and then it feeds it into your mouth. And these people, they actually made it. I can't remember what the YouTube channel is called right now, but I'm gonna have to look for it and put it in the show notes. So
That sounds
maybe,
like fun.
yeah, so maybe some of the fancy stuff that Zach comes up with, he could send it off to those people. They might make it for him.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. As long as he can write up his design document.
Yeah, I think they need that. So Zach, you got to be good at writing.
That's something we're working on, right, Zach?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the rock paper scissors thing. Can you explain that one, Zach?
Well, anyway, so, you go like rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then the computer does its choice. If it's a tie, you press the middle button. Is that correct?
I don't remember what the order of the buttons, but the buttons say if you won, lost, or win, lose, or tie. And then there's a LiDAR sensor on it that knows when your hand is over it. So you go rocks, paper, scissors, shoot, make your sign, and then it on a screen says whether it picks rock, paper, scissors, or shoot, and then you press a button to say if you lost or won.
Oh, so you still got to be honest.
Yeah, you
But if
still
you
got to
win
be
or lose.
honest. One of the things of Zach's projects that he wanted to do that I haven't really gotten into is he wanted to make a Simon Says. And I was looking into using the NVIDIA development boards to try to do like machine learning of different things like touching your nose and touching your head and stuff like that, so that it would be able to know if you're cheating or not. So, but we never did that one.
I think if you have I think it's a Kinect, the Xbox thing, which apparently you can find in thrift stores now. There's a lot of libraries that will capture sort of gestures and stuff, and you can hack them in with Arduinos. So if you're looking for something like that, that's kind of, I think that should at least get you started.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Ooh, Apple Watch.
So what's on the horizon for you guys? What's the next kind of things you guys are going to be attacking?
Recently, I've been making him do a project. It's pretty simple, but he has to program it entirely himself without my help. It's just got some buttons.
Hey, look! It's an RC car that
and
looks
some-
like your car.
Yes, and some lights and a few other odds and ends. And that's now he's doing all the programming himself. Do you want to talk about programming? Tell him about some of the programming you do.
I like to do a simple program on my iPad.
He does some programming with like Scratch on his iPad.
They are a simple program,
Yeah.
not like crazy program like JavaScript or something, or like anything similar to that.
Yeah. We actually during COVID school I had to block Scratch from him because when he was supposed to be doing science, he would be constantly on Scratch doing programming. So I don't know if that makes me a good father or a bad father.
Yeah, you could do Scratch after your homework.
Yeah, exactly. but that's most of what he wants to do.
But Zach, I just want to tell you that even though you don't feel like you're doing something complicated like JavaScript, the things that you're learning by doing Scratch programming, those are concepts that you're going to keep with you. Those are skills you're going to keep with you for the rest of your life, and you're going to keep building. And I'm telling you, those same skills that you're using in Scratch, developing in Scratch, you're going to be able to apply them to more difficult programming later on. So
Difficult.
don't give up. Just, instead of watching YouTube when your dad's not looking, you should be doing Scratch.
Yeah.
When Dad isn't working.
Yeah, we've now opened up Scratch again, but now he's doing Arduino programming. So he's
Yes.
now typing in. So he's moved up, right?
You're pretty much at my level now, Zach. If you can open an example sketch and change a couple of words, we're pretty much on the same level.
Yep.
What do you get out of this, Dan? Like when
Hopefully
you're...
good education for my child. That's the primary goal. I have a 6-year-old too. He's starting to do some stuff as well.
That's my little brother.
If we got his little brother. He's 6, so he helped us with the Hot Wheel project. But Zach is a very inquisitive person when it comes to engineering stuff and always wants to come up with ideas. So I have to give that an avenue.
I saw that your lab is kind of geared up. Like it's not. It doesn't look like you just started. You seem to have a bit of gear. You have a scope. You have a bench power supply. Was this an interest from before, or is this a new interest?
A little bit of both. I got the scope and the power supply recent. I've had some other stuff from work and stuff like that. So we've built. It was small, but now it's been built up during COVID. So I also really like the Siglent oscilloscopes, mostly because they're relatively cheap, and if you look really not very hard, you find that there's a way to unlock the features pretty easily. But that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, very similar with the Rigel stuff. I have a Rigel scope that I really love.
Yeah, and I could say that those are super useful. I do with my work. I work for a company that makes computers that are generally done by computer network defense people, and they're kind of tiny and they're meant to sort of travel. And I've used some stuff for that purpose as well. We do like I have like a Soleil, like a logic analyzer, which is spectacular, and some other stuff that we use.
So you do like hardware security, like hardware level stuff, or do you do software level stuff?
No, it's mostly like IT management stuff, but we've been getting into some of that as well. But our company makes computers. They manufacture like kind of a boutique manufacturer, and then we also do a lot of like sort of deployments and stuff like that to help people rapidly deploy systems that have to respond to potential computer network incidents.
Sounds really complex. I just fix cars. I don't do anything that fancy.
Oh, cars scare me, so.
There's nothing to fear. A car is just about 100 different systems working together. So as long as you know the systems, you're good. It's just, it's like a big ball of yarn. You just have to unravel it one thread at a time.
Yeah.
Can we tell something we did with oh my gosh
yeah, let's tell them about our project that we did for our friends over COVID. This one.
Okay, so now we first hided all of like the change. Then my friends had to find them. Once they found them all, they had to scan them. Then they'll wait. Which one is first? The switches or
I think
the
it's
numbers?
the scan. So we made a box that I'm waiting to go to jail for because I'm pretty sure people that see it think it's a bomb, but I promise you it's not. we would hide 10. We have a lake near our house, and we would hide 10 RFID tags around the lake, and we would give them a piece of paper that gave them clues as to where they were, and they had to walk around the lake and find them, and then they scan them into the box, and then when they would scan each one, it would present a letter on a screen, and that would then give them the combination to a physical like treasure box that they would also find. And when they found the physical treasure box, what was inside the treasure box? You remember?
A physical treasure box.
Can I guess, Zach? Can I guess what was inside the box?
It was like, I don't remember.
Oh, can I guess, and then you can tell me if it's the right or the wrong answer? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say it was an African elephant. Was it an elephant?
Invented there.
Oh, okay. My mistake. It
And
was.
And we're in the United States. Where would we get that?
At the zoo.
I would not. That's illegal.
Okay, let me try again then. Was it a Nerf gun?
No. Well, I think tell him, Dad. Okay.
It was a remote control and some candy. The candy was to get them to continue on. So once they opened up the remote control, they had to punch in more codes. And it was just infrared, and that would then unlock a further challenge. There were some missile switches on the right, and they had to get like an up, down pattern. And then the final part, what was the final part? That was the part that I was by far the most proud of.
It'll give you a hint to the treasure.
Yeah, there was another treasure. How did it give you the hint? Do you remember, Zach?
I don't remember.
GPS, remember?
Oh, GPS.
What does GPS do?
GPS
tells you where you are, right?
Oh, there.
So it would display how many feet you were from the treasure, and you kind of had to wander around until the feet counter started ticking down, and it would lead you right to the right to the treasure.
So it was like a hint.
Yeah, that was probably like 90% of the project, because GPS generally only works outside. So I was sitting out in a wide open field in my neighborhood, programming it on my laptop. So I'm pretty sure that people thought it was crazy, but it was the only place I could actually like test it.
Wait, you sent it on Wine?
No, I programmed it by your playground.
Oh, but how did all people all over the internet see it?
Well, I do have that code on GitHub if you're interested.
GitHub? What's that?
You've seen GitHub. It's where I post most of my code.
Okay.
And so I do have a GitHub repo of some of the stuff that we've done.
And for the listeners to the podcast, if you check the show notes or the description in the YouTube video, you'll find the link to that GitHub. I recommend you go take a look, if not just for curiosity's sake, then maybe even to use as an example. So was there more candy at the end, Zach, or was that all the candy?
That was like all of the candy. I also tried. Well,
we did give him zombie Skittles. You remember zombie Skittles?
Yeah. He asked me to try it. It was disgusting.
Zombie Skittles were this weird thing they came out for Halloween, where like every so often there was a horrible tasting Skittle in it. So you would eat them, it would be good, it would be good, it'd be good, and then just absolutely terrible. So we gave a lot of people zombie Skittles.
Is Halloween happening this year in where you're at?
I hope so.
Else, well, there'll probably be rules, like costume mask is not allowed.
A mask is not allowed or
A
is allowed?
costume mask.
A costume mask. I think in school they normally wouldn't let them wear costume masks, but I think this year they're probably going to encourage wearing a mask.
Yeah, it's probably more sensible.
Yeah, probably not a costume mask.
What are you going to be for Halloween, Zach? Is it gonna be something that lights up, maybe like a project for you and your dad to do?
I think you started the wheels turning in his head.
Yeah, I think.
Whoa,
I
that
think I broke
sounds
him.
like cool. What? That sounds like a cool thing, or maybe like something that plays music.
Something that plays music. That sounds like a good idea.
There's something you should probably look up, Zach. They're called Neopixels. I'm not sure if I'm making your dad spend money here, but they're little LEDs. You know what an LED is, right? I've seen you play with LEDs before on your videos. Well, they're, instead of being one color, they're all the colors. You can have any color come out of it.
Whoa, that's a lot of colors.
So maybe you can do something with Neopixels, because Neopixels are very easy. I think you can even program them in Scratch if you use something like a Raspberry Pi.
I don't know how to connect things to Scratch.
Yeah, we've never done that before.
I'm sure I know someone who can show you.
I think I heard that one time. I think Dad told me that you can use Arduino projects like Scratch, like.
You can. You absolutely can. I think Scott Shawcroft from Adafruit was talking about that too. A lot of the Adafruit boards support Scratch.
Maybe we should try that.
Yeah. I'm so old school, so I've been teaching him programming with typing, right, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also do that because Arduino C is also compatible on a lot of boards that have a lot of memory. So yeah, you can definitely do that. Look, Zach, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me.
Okay.
So there we go. Now the gears are turning, and I'm sorry I spent your money.
That's fine. Now I'm gonna get these like crazy projects where Zach is flying around the neighborhood, right? That's what he's gonna say, and it's gonna fly, and with rocket boosters, right?
What is gonna fly with rocket
boosters? You always give me these crazy projects that no one could complete.
Jetpack?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you a jetpack.
Oh my gosh, I'm not. I'll not be prepared.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make your.
That would definitely be crazy.
You're gonna have to get started on that design document, though.
Yeah, gotta always make the design document first, right?
Yeah, but well, anyway, Dad was the one who thought of the idea, not me, right?
He's gonna be a lawyer, I think.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a lawyer.
We're going to have to go through a lawyer to see if I'm allowed to let you fly around the neighborhood without getting in trouble with Child Protective Services.
What's Child Protective Services?
Hopefully you never experience it.
Oh my God. What is it?
It prevents bad parents from hurting their children.
I would not want to go on a jetpack, okay?
All right, so that one's out.
Settled then, yep.
Yeah.
Gave up so easily, though. So, do you play with remote control cars with your dad, or is that just your dad that plays with remote control cars?
Do you do remote control cars, bud?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My younger son Andy seems to be more into the RC thing. So we got him a Latrax, which is like a offshoot of Traxxas, and he does it a lot.
I know it has everything: a bridge, a metal bridge, a seesaw.
Oh no, that's our backyard track that I built.
Oh,
that one's been built over a couple years. You want to tell him about that?
Stairs with bricks. Wait, what?
We have a mini crawler course that I built in my backyard. It's probably one of my more popular YouTube videos. But there's a Mini Z, which makes, I think it's 1/24 scale.
What's a Mini Z?
Mini Z is the company that
Oh.
makes them, and they're crawlers, so they're slow, but they have a lot of torque. And I built a bridge suspension. Sorry, he hit mute. So I built a suspension bridge for it. We've got rocks and sticks and stuff to go over, and a bunch of stuff. I also built a seesaw that you go up and then it falls and you continue on. So we now have 3 Mini Z 4x4s that are absolutely awesome that we run in my backyard.
Yeah, Mommy doesn't do RC cars.
Mommy refuses to do RC cars.
Does she at least come outside with you guys and take pictures, maybe, Zach?
No.
Sometimes she does.
Oh, sometimes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes she does. We have a fireplace out there. She'll just sit there with the fireplace. They got lights on them and LEDs and a bunch of other stuff.
LED?
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and pre-COVID, I used to race buggies. I haven't done that as much. We did off-road racing at 10 scale. There's a really good track here in Silver Spring, Maryland that we use.
How long has it been?
Well, actually, I was there a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not very good.
How long has the podcast?
Oh,
Oops.
Zach,
been?
buddy.
Zach is metagaming here.
Yeah, man.
It's
How
been
long has the podcast been?
it's been 40 minutes.
38 minutes. 40
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, great.
Hopefully he gets something good out of this.
Hey, what's this?
Yeah,
It's
just
a USB thing.
little edit here,
Oh.
little cut there.
I'm
This
curious to
looks
see
like
how
some-
much he'll do. I used to do
this
like
looks like something that that can be used in a computer.
I've done Udemy courses for video and stuff of doing like training.
Udemy course?
And I know that like most of the time is spent in editing, so I'm very sorry.
You know what? This is going to go relatively raw. I'm going to cut some stuff out, like chewing noises and stuff. But yeah, I don't worry about it. I mean,
Okay.
the podcast listeners are quite nice people, and it's just something interesting.
Including that.
Yeah, I'll probably remove most of your coughs though, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's had a cough. We both have pretty bad allergies. Zach, do you want to tell him about logic gates? What kind of logic gates are there?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? You have a whole YouTube video of it.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you what. I'll say some names of logic gates, and if it's a logic gate, then you say that's one of them. And if it's not a logic gate,
Okay.
then you say
so
that's not
then
one of
it's
them. Okay?
Ooh, not. I heard not. Is that a logic gate?
This?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Ha ha
Good.
That's weird.
How about pencil gate?
That's not a.
That's
no?
not a logic gate. Oh no. Okay. How about an OR gate?
Yes?
That is a logic gate. Very good. How about a sneeze gate?
No!
No, not a sneeze gate. That's not the thing that you put in front of your mouth when you sneeze. Oh no, that's
No.
your hand. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I make mistakes, I
think you're just doing this for fun.
Me? I would never do that.
okay, you just go talking about next.
How about an end gate?
Yes? Hey, don't give me hands!
Oh, don't give you hints. All right, he
Oh.
knew that one.
How about an gate?
No?
Oh.
How about an exclusive gate?
He probably doesn't know it as exclusive. XOR. What about an XOR gate?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. How about a fence gate?
That's not a gate!
Well, it is a gate, but it's not a logic gate. You're right. You're too smart for me.
Can you just please stop joking around? I know that you know what logic gates are.
Oh, okay. Well, my mistake.
What are some things you can do with logic gates? Remember how we did what with them?
I don't.
We added, remember?
Wait. Oh, yeah. Wait. We made a Arduino project that shows us what they are. About the water gates.
Yeah, you remember what was it in? Was it in 1 through 10 or was it in something else? You remember what that was called?
1 and 4.
1 and 0, remember? What's that called?
I don't remember.
Binary.
Oh, binary.
Yeah, binary.
So
Is binary much harder than counting 1 to 10?
Well, I do know binary. Okay, give me a number between 1 and 18, and I can tell you what the binary number is.
Okay, how about 12? That's my favorite number.
Okay, so 12. Let me think.
If he actually gets this, I'll be amazed.
He's on the spot. He's on the spot.
Okay, I'm still thinking. So I'm an X. Okay, now. It's kind of hard. It's sometimes kind of hard for me to calculate things.
That's okay.
Hey, don't give me hints!
Okay, he doesn't want to give you hints. Zach is in a math ahead of his grade, but we've been having problems because... What is it, Zach?
No.
His problem is that he doesn't write down his work. He gets the answers correct, but he doesn't write down any work.
Oh, no. I had the same problem, but except my math is not very good. So I'm glad you're doing good with your math.
Well, anyway, this one's kind of hard.
Is it? 1100.
1100.
Yeah, remember 8 plus 4 is 12.
8 plus 4 is 12.
Yeah.
Let's try one more. How about we'll do a binary 3?
That is
Look at this, Zach.
Well.
Plus 1.
Oh.
So
it's 1.
1. Yeah, that's right. Do you know why it's important to know binary?
No.
You do.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you do
binary
too.
is how the computer's math. How computers do math.
That's right. Computers have trouble. They can't speak. They only have 1s and 0s, just like you explained in your video. So that's why they have to have a chain of 0s and 1s to describe every single thing in the computer.
So calculators is a little weird, and Dad doesn't believe in color printers.
I don't believe in color printers either, because color printers cost a lot more money.
Exactly. This has been a fight between my wife and I, but we have a black and white laser printer.
Yeah, laser's the way to go. Your cartridge
lasts and white laser
like 10,000 sheets.
It only prints. Yeah, exactly. I buy like $30 cartridges. Our problem was we didn't use it enough. So I've gone through like 3 cartridges in like 10 years of a laser printer.
You know how a pen works, right, Zach?
This. And I'm also holding one right now.
Yeah, and if you take the lid off the pen and you leave it out, what happens to the ink?
I don't know.
It dries out.
Oh, just like markers. Anyway, that pen didn't have a cap.
Mm-hmm.
And so the laser printer doesn't have ink. It has little pieces of plastic that gets melted by a laser. And that's why if you don't use your printer often, like I don't, and like lots of people don't, a laser printer is the way to go. But a color laser printer is very expensive.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried one?
A color laser printer? Yeah, I print for free at work all the time.
What?
Instead of at home.
Jeez. Okay, well, anyway, I bet if you can, maybe you can prove that a color printer is a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I can prove that it's a thing. Sure.
Maybe.
I'll tell you, if you watch my YouTube channel and you see something printed out in color, I guarantee it was printed at work.
Please, please, I hope it's not doesn't include any video editing.
Oh. Yes, Daddy used to repair some laser printers too. That was my other favorite thing about laser printers is they're super simple. They just basically have a heater and a thing to basically make static that picks up the toner, and that's about it. There's really not much to it.
Do you guys have a 3D printer at home?
We do not. I'm not a very mechanical person, and that's something that I actually hope to get to. One of the things about my job is we do have two laser print or 3D printers. One is okay, and one is super, super expensive. And they will let us use it as long as we bring in our own filament. So I do need to try to use that more.
I recommend just going on Thingiverse at first, grabbing the models off Thingiverse, but eventually making your own 3D stuff is awesome, especially with, I think it's Tinkercad, which is a browser-based, shape-based 3D modeling software. That's something that your kids can have fun with too.
Yeah. The number of, what are those weird boats or whatever that like test your printer? We have like 1 million of them at the office.
Yeah, benchies. What I'll tell you though is if you do buy a printer and you try to print a benchy and it doesn't come out perfect, that's the point. It's a benchmarking tool, right? So don't get too don't get scared if your 3D printer like fails at some parts of the benchy. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's a very challenging print.
Yeah, the ones that they print, I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty high-end printers. So we do have them. They do a lot of prototyping of parts and stuff. So before they send them usually to a metal shop.
Can you guess how many teeth I lost?
2. 4. 626.
I don't have it. I even had those teeth.
Well, yeah, because you lost them.
Teeth. So,
I don't know.
He does have a lot of missing teeth. I don't know how he eats still, but I don't actually know the answer to how many.
I lost 7 teeth.
7 teeth.
Did you put them under your pillow for the tooth fairy?
Yes, and all of them, and also 5 of them are glowing.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll do that.
2 of them are fully glowed in.
Can I give you some advice, Zach?
What?
The teeth that are coming out, the new ones, take good care of them because you're going to regret that later in life if you don't.
Yeah, you don't get new ones.
Yeah, that's it. You get the one trial pair.
I heard that sharks have infinity teeth.
They do have infinity teeth. But are you a shark?
No.
Oh. Because I went to the dentist today, so it's not fun when you don't take care of your teeth. So make sure you take care of your teeth.
That's a good advice.
And when am I gonna get the flu shot?
Oh, that's a question for your dad.
They haven't made kid vaccines yet. Right, Dad?
No, they haven't. But let's talk about electronics, bud.
Well, anyway.
Well, here's a question for you then. So right now we're the end of September. So I don't want to upset anyone, but Christmas is just around the corner. Are you going to be asking Santa Claus for Arduino stuff?
I don't get. Well,
he doesn't have to because Daddy buys it all.
See, I don't have kids, but I think it would be the same situation on my end.
You're like, here you go, kid. Look at this random thing.
Yeah, I've got.
Actually, we did recently. What are the robots that we bought you? What are they called? I don't even remember. Something and dot.
What did you say?
We did get you a robot for learning how to ride bikes because that was a hard task. So
a robot that helped me ride bikes?
No, I gave you a robot because you learned how to ride bikes because you're my child and
It's
I had to
Dash and
convince
Dot.
you. Yeah, we bought Dash and Dot. Tell them what you can do with Dash and Dot.
Well, you can program it.
You can program it.
They also have 4 buttons at the top.
What do they look like, Dash and Dot?
Well, Dot, they have different similar. Well, they are different.
Yeah.
Are they made of squares? Are they made of triangles?
Spheres.
Spheres. Oh, fancy! Not
yeah.
not even
Dot-
circles. Spheres.
Dot has a little more senses than Dash. He also comes with a stand and can't move.
Yeah, he can't move, but Dash can. Dash can move, and you can program him to do things like draw and stuff like that.
Can you make him push stuff? Can you make him maybe do like a
they also
bulldozer?
come with accessories. Okay,
Ooh.
here's one. It's for Dash. The launcher. The launcher can launch and roll the balls.
It can launch and roll balls.
Load.
Load.
Oh, load. Okay. And Dot just watches while all this happens?
Well, Dash can sense Dot, and Dot gets the message when it happens.
Okay, so they're like talking to each other.
Well, anyway, they do talk. Sometimes they can even say funny things. One time, Dad can say, "Hey, what's the angle here?" I know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
that's pretty
Also,
good.
look into my eye. A lot of funny stuff. And with Dot. I knew.
Yeah, and we programmed that on his iPad.
Similar to Scratch, I guess.
Yeah, it's very similar to Scratch. And they've got like challenges that you have to complete, and then it tells you if you completed it. But I don't really know too much about that one. He knows most of it. He does that by himself.
I have a couple of the the roll around robots here. I have like a Deep 3-wheel kind of thing. I've got a robot arm. Those things are a lot of fun, but peeling the acrylic, the protector off the acrylic is just not fun. So I don't know if that's something you guys want to tackle, but be ready for a lot of peeling.
Yeah. We do have I think it was like Elegu. We made a robot that followed a line.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty cheap. Yeah.
Dash
That was
can
like a
also
kit.
move his head around and has more accessories than Dot.
Ooh.
Do you know about Spot the robot, Zach?
What's Dot?
Spot the robot dog from Boston Robotics. Have you seen him? Have you seen videos of him?
No.
No. So he's the one of the most advanced robots. And I'm talking he's the size of a regular sized dog. But it looks like somebody designed it in smaller so that people like me can build it at home. So maybe that's something to ask your dad about in the future. Something you can have a nice little robot that's infinitely programmable, and from programming from typing in too, which I know your dad's trying to get you to learn.
Okay, got it. Is this almost over?
Are we losing you?
What did he say?
Is this almost over?
No, not yet. Not yet. We got a little more time.
We're getting there. Is there anything you want to talk about, Zach? Anything you want to ask me?
No.
No? Okay. Because I know stuff about elephants, for example.
Elephants? Oh my gosh. Please don't talk about it. That has nothing to do with electronics.
Okay, here I'll give you something. How would you program a robot to eat an elephant?
I have no idea.
One bite at a time. Get it? See, it's a programming joke too.
Program joke. Oh my. Oh, jeez.
Are you
The byte is 8 bits. So 8 zeros and ones, 8 binaries.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't even have kids, but I can make dad jokes.
yeah, that's the only reason you have kids.
Okay, so how about this? I'll ask you another question, Zach. How do you like having a YouTube channel? Do you ever go and look at the videos that you and your dad make together?
Yes, I think so. Is that correct?
Yes, you've looked at videos. I always show you them. What was your favorite video you made?
I don't know.
You don't know? We made the Hot Wheels one, the binary one. We read some. We have a lot. Most of them are private, to be honest. We've made a lot that are mostly to be shared with family and stuff like that. I don't share most of the stuff that we've made.
Yeah, I see some on your channel, but not very many. There's some with riding a scooter and doing jumps, and I see the one for Mark Rober. So does that make you the most popular kid in your school, Zach?
No.
No.
Well,
who's more popular? Come on.
I don't know, but I don't believe that I don't think I'm popular with the table. I the most popular kid
No.
I sit at. I don't believe I'm I don't believe I'm the bestest kid in the entire
I bet you you're
world.
the most popular kid at your school with a YouTube channel, though.
I don't.
I bet you are.
Is that hot? When are you gonna solve that Rubik's Cube?
Trying to give him fidget spinners, so he has a Rubik's Cube.
Well, I can tell you one thing, Zach. You are the most popular kid on the podcast. Does that mean anything to you?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're the most popular kid he's ever had on his podcast. Can you believe that?
Okay. And how on earth do I start this Rubik's Cube?
All right, bud.
Question for you, Dan. You have a racetrack you set up at your local school?
Yeah, it was a COVID thing because I couldn't go to do the off road, so I built a Tamiya TT02, and it looks almost exactly like my car I actually drive, which is a Mazda 3, and painted the same color.
Hey,
I
look,
even got license plates that match from some company with the same license tag, and we started doing that. I found the thing called Lap Monitor, which is really cool. I think it's from France, so it took a little while, and it was one of those things that no one knew about until COVID, and then all these people were buying it. And it basically counts how many seconds it takes to get around the track, and records it to your phone, which was pretty fun. So I ended up, because we were trying to socially distance, I ended up going to his local school, and nobody was going there. So on weekends, I would go and run laps there.
And I saw that the people that are in charge of I guess the Lap Timer YouTube channel, they commented on your video. Did you send them the link or something?
I'm not sure. They probably were just searching for it.
Yeah, because I don't even see the lap monitor. I guess it's called Lap Monitor is the name. So it's not in your description anywhere, but yet they showed up on your channel, which is interesting. Is that just a little do you have to put a transponder on the bumper of the car?
Yeah, you put it in one of the windows on the side, and I believe it works with infrared. It's the ones in professional tracks use radio, but I looked and they're thousands of dollars.
Okay,
and this one was $150, so that was a little more reasonable.
Yeah, I had I raced one weekend on road cars, and I had to buy a transponder. I think it was RF, And that was, I mean, it wasn't very much. It was maybe $75, but that's only for the transponder. They had the house had their own system, so you had to buy a compatible transponder.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones around here are my laps, and they're like $100, but the system itself is like $3,000, $4,000.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although I think if it's just you on the track, I think you could figure something out with an Arduino and some sort of beam splitter type thing. You
Yeah,
could probably
the
track
lap
that.
monitor does up to 100 cars, which is plenty. It does like 0 through 99. So I had another friend that we would sometimes meet, and he had a different number, so we would race with it.
Nice. Was it always the same track setup, or you guys just winged it every time?
Pretty much winged it. It was just made with cones.
Yeah, still lots of fun because around here, I guess well, I don't know if it's because of our winter seasons, but basically there's gravel everywhere. So if I were to do that, I would need to sweep up the parking lot somewhere, and that's long. Especially you guys had a pretty big track set up there. I think I sold I had a Team Associated TC6 or something like that.
Yeah, man. I race Team Associated for all my buggies.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna, I was trying to join the leagues and stuff, but it turned out to be like a big time commitment. So I was like, you know what? I've got too many hobbies already, so I had to sell off the stuff.
Yeah. It's been
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's been just over an hour.
Okay, when can it end?
You ready to head up, bud? I can talk to him if you want to go up.
I'm feeling a little tired.
All right.
I think I'm gonna go to bed. Whoa.
Okay, have a good night, Zach.
Oh, I forgot.
Say good night, bud.
Good night.
All right. Yeah. So we do a lot of RC cars. I think it's interesting because I think it's weird because there's kind of this weird mix of like electronic nerds and car heads that end up showing up. I've only done electric, but you got a lot of people that are like super into cars, and it's just kind of like a cheap way to kind of get the race experience without paying tens of thousands of dollars or whatever a race car costs. And then you got the like people like me who are just into the electronics of it all, and kind of the endless tweaking and tuning. With that said, I'm not very good. I'm usually last at my track. So
yeah, I'm going to caution the listeners. When Dan says cheap, he doesn't mean like cheap. He just means cheaper than full size racing. It can get very expensive even if you're just bashing.
Yeah. I mean, so most cars, I would say for like 2-wheel drive probably starts around $500 to $600, and like 4-wheel drive can be upwards of $1,000, and they go through tires like crazy. So you only get like 2 or 3 races out of like $60 tires.
Yeah, and as you go up in scale, everything goes up in price as well. It's insane. Some people, the track near me, some people were racing fifth scales there, and I mean that's just insane. You're talking about like $150 worth of tires per race, basically, because you just chew through them so quickly. And it was like some weird clay stuff that they were racing on, so they had to get these special clay tires. It's nuts. It's insane the price to enter those things.
Yeah, they had the Roar Nationals, which were the qualifiers for the international races. So Roar is like the North America's remotely operated automobile racing. It's like the organization that is the governing body. And they actually a couple of years ago they had the qualifiers to go to the internationals, and the people will they'll attach the tires to a drill, and they will shave them down to the perfect like amount, because generally they're not good new and they're not good dead. So there's like a sort of sweet spot. So these people are buying these tires and just like shaving them until they were perfect, and then they would use them for 1 6-minute race, and then they would get rid of them.
Yeah, I've even seen some professional setups where it wasn't a drill anymore. It was like a whole benchtop setup, and you just mount the little wheel on, and it spins with a sanding drum, and it all gets to the right depth, and then they take them off, and then they put them in these little blankets to warm them up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's crazy. Like all we did, I was doing the I don't know if you guys have the same kind of classes, but I was doing the vintage racing, so it's basically the entry level racing because the tires are all fixed. It's all everyone has the same tires. Everyone's the same weight, and everyone has like a vintage style, like a muscle car body. And all we did was we would soak the tires in a solvent to soften them, and then
That
off to
smells
the
really
races.
bad usually.
Yeah, I use WD-40. Like I'm a bit of a research nerd. So when I took a look at all the forum posts and stuff, they were saying like WD-40 is something like 2% traction difference from the actual tire juice. So I just used WD-40. Now I was fine with that. Like 2% is not something that I'm gonna lose by. I'm gonna lose by
Right.
huge margins. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird formulas that people have that they don't tell you what is in it, and you're like, this is probably horrible for me. I'm probably gonna have cancer. There's a newish company, I forget, that they sell that's actually made of coconut oil, and it doesn't smell horrible, and it actually works pretty well. So that's what I now use. But
Very nice. When you get a 3D printer, I think the cool thing about that, and I say when because it's a natural progression, so it's probably what's going to happen. But it's pretty cool because you can print your own parts. You can print rims. You can print tires, especially for bashing, not really for racing. You can print chassis braces and custom length arms and stuff. It's really the tech is there. So if that's ever going to be your jam, you're probably going to apply it to your RC hobby as well.
yeah,
I don't know if you saw, but I designed a whole remote control snow speeder, basically a 3-ski ducted fan powered RC.
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so designed the whole thing in Fusion 360, printed it out, mounted the parts, had traditional radio gear on it, and then off to the races. That thing's a lot of fun. I just need to modify it for this winter.
Yeah, that the other one is I've seen that they have little snow plows. Would always be fun to be able to sit and drive a snow plow.
Yeah, the only thing with the snowplows is that you're better off making it bigger scale because you need the weight. That's the thing with the snowplows. If you don't have the weight, you're not going to be moving any snow.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys must get snow in. You said you're in Maryland.
we haven't had a good snow in years. Like a few years ago, we had a couple of feet, but we haven't had a ton more recently. So hopefully, we'll eventually get some.
You say
We
that
do
now,
get
but
some.
when you got to go shovel, it's terrible. We
Yeah,
get.
I don't have a good enough driveway. I just have a little parking pad.
Oh, that's not too bad then. Yeah, we have. I think we have about 60, 70 feet of driveway to shovel, and the worst part is the sidewalk plow passes and leaves a snowbank on either side, and then the road plow will pass and then leaves a snowbank in the street. So then we've got 3 snowbanks to clear.
As long as you got neighbors, hopefully it help with all that.
Nope, they're doing their own. Well, do you want to plug something towards the end of the podcast here? Is there something somewhere you want people to go check out?
We do have a YouTube channel. It's Dremspider, DREMSPIDER. That's about it. I have some GitHub things that I've done in the past, but I'm not super into advertising myself. It's mostly just been a fun thing for the kids and be able to show friends and family and stuff like that.
Well, lots of people like to check out family projects and stuff, so definitely they're gonna go check it out. But I do have one little bit of business before we end. Every podcast, I ask my guests the same question and get their reaction to it. So here it goes. If you had a government grant to start the business of your dreams, it doesn't have to be profitable, but it has to provide a service or a product. What kind of business would you start?
Man, I should have prepared, because you always ask that. So I should have been
It's better if you don't prepare.
prepared. All right. So how about a way to teach kids computers and electronics? I think that's a pretty valuable thing. That way they can build something awesome when they get old. That would be my answer.
So some sort, you mean like a physical thing or like a digital type learning thing?
Oh, it'd be like a training type thing, for kids. Make the next generation be smart on computers.
Yeah, the more I'm researching it, the more that people are saying that it doesn't matter what your kids learn, but they do need a programming language at the very least, because that's the future. Already almost everything has code on it. So if you want
Yeah,
to
and
understand the future,
I feel like there's computers have gotten, since I was, a kid, computers have gotten easier, which is great, but it's also bad, right? Because like I started with like DOS, and then I eventually migrated into doing a lot of Linux stuff where it's like super complex, and you spent hours like going in the esoteric parts to like make it work, and now it's like, and even me, like I mostly just use a phone and an iPad, which is way simpler. But at the same point, I feel like it's not good, because kids aren't learning like how computers work, and how memory management works, and storing files, and all the stuff that's now just kind of done for you.
yeah, there's two approaches to that though. There is the approach from the ground up, like you have to learn what the computer actually does to shift things around in memory, and how it produces an output, how it reads an input, and how it treats variables. But there's the other one where it's just learning the language of computers and then working backwards from that into the basics. I've seen quite a few people argue for one way or the other. I think the important thing to keep in mind that as long as they're learning, that's the important part, right? Like the details will come later.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just you got to keep them on those details. The problem is there's games everywhere, so they quickly
Yeah.
become distracted.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But at least isn't Minecraft, which is the most popular game at the moment, I think it has like a system built in that you can actually design games within the game or something like that, using
Yeah.
programming, basically logic gates and stuff. So I think the future will be bright, because I think that the kids are being exposed to these tools without even knowing they're being exposed to the tools,
Yep, I agree.
So
It's gonna be different, but that's not a problem.
yeah, for sure. Different doesn't always mean bad, but sometimes it does. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come onto the podcast with your son. We did lose him halfway there, but that's all right. Any closing thoughts?
No, this is awesome. Thank you very much.
No problem. And I hope the listeners, you'll go check out the YouTube channel and the links in the description to the GitHub and stuff. Leave comments on the videos for stuff that you like to see, because as a YouTuber, I know that's very encouraging to get comments. So I'm sure Dan would love some comments as well. And I want to thank you guys all for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you.